Tim Seaman is off tonight. Tom Ryther is with us. And what do you call the NIT now? The second-level college tournament? Or?
It used to be the not the NCAA, but college basketball's premier basketball tournament until the NCAA took more importance. But it's still a big deal.
Still interesting.
You can't really tell the schools that they're in there that it's no big deal. But talk about two schools. It's been 9 years since the University of Colorado has beaten Oklahoma on the basketball court. Well, tonight the Buffaloes will get another try. Both teams will meet at Madison Square Garden as the NIT kicks off their version of the Final Four. Both teams went through a light workout today in preparation for the game. The Sooners have won 23 straight games from Colorado, including twice this season. This is Colorado's first postseason appearance in over 20 years, so don't blame them if they have other things on their mind.
To play in this NIT, it's meant so much to Colorado and our fans, and Billy was just teasing, but seriously, as this thing went on, the last 3 games in Boulder, the people just went crazy. And it's just done so much for our university and our team and all. It's been unbelievable.
You know, I told our guys that this will be a neutral game because the altitude won't be a factor. And our guys looked on the map and says that New York is higher altitude. It's higher up on the map than Boulder is.
Well said. Here are the matchups for tonight at Madison Square Garden. The first game begins at 6 o'clock. Massachusetts will take on Stanford. And then Oklahoma, 19-4 on the year, will take on Colorado, 18-13. Hull Western Christian High School will continue to celebrate their state basketball championship tonight. The Indians won the Class 2A title on Saturday with a win over Cedar Rapids Regis. Tonight at the high school, there will be a homecoming for those state champs, the Indians, and that will start at 7:30 tonight. And the champs from Class 1A, the Newell Fonda Mustangs, have accepted another honor. Coach Paul Luce has been named the Class 1A Coach of the Year by the Iowa Basketball Coaches Association. Luce led the Mustangs to a 24-1 record this season, capturing the state title on Friday with a win over IKM. Orange City Unity Christian's Amy Yeltma has signed a letter of intent today to play volleyball and basketball with Northwestern College. She led the Knights to the state volleyball title this past season and was named All-State. In basketball, the 5'11" forward was named to the All-State 15. In the NBA, Chicago Bulls fans got a kick out of a game played at Chicago Stadium this past weekend. The Bulls were taking on the Indiana Pacers, where in the fourth quarter, Pacer forward Chuck Person picked up a technical foul and proceeded to boot the ball into the stands, earning him a second technical foul. Person didn't like being booed by the fans, so he did it again.
I mean, I don't condone it, but I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, he kicked one clear in the upper deck, and I mean, he just let everybody know how I felt about the whole thing, and that's Chuck. You know, I mean, I love him.
Gotta love that. In the NFL news, the Los Angeles Raiders have added former San Francisco 49ers safety Ronnie Lott to their roster. The Raiders signed Lott to what's believed to be a 2-year deal worth about $1 million a year. The 49ers placed Lott on their Plan B free agent list after last season, even though he made the Pro Bowl. San Francisco has won 4 Super Bowls with Lott stay with them, and you can attribute that to Lott. You can attribute that to Joe Montana, but he's
a lot of other players.
Minnesota Vikings almost picked him up. He was between the Raiders and the Vikings, and he chose to go with the Los Angeles Raiders.
Maybe the Vikings ought to look at Chuck Person for their kicking.
Yeah, there's
not
a
bad
job
gig,
open.
Huh? Yeah. Well, you better try out. Make it do a both. 2 seasons, basketball and football. Thanks, Tom. Coming up, the state of South Dakota owes a lot to actor Kevin Costner. We'll find out why, of course, in just a moment. Is off tonight. Tom Ryther is with us with the other Final Four.
You know, if you're still playing basketball in late March, something's going right. And one championship match is set. The semifinals of the NIT were held. Since 1982, though, the University of Oklahoma has beaten Colorado 23 straight times on the basketball court. The Sooners won after their 3rd win in a row over the Buffaloes this season. Tonight in the semifinals, Colorado jumped out to a 13-point halftime lead behind the inside play of Sean Vandiver. He had a game-high 31 on the day. They held on to that lead for most of the second half. Stevie Wise, the nice drive inside, but then the dream is over. Oklahoma comes storming back. Kermit Holmes puts the rebound back where it belongs, drawing the foul and later completing the 3-point play. This roll and wear slam puts the Sooners to within 6 points late in the game. He had 16 tonight, but it's the off-balance turnaround jumper that gives Oklahoma the lead. Holmes even has to laugh about this one. And they hang on, rallying for an 88-78 win for their 24th straight win over Colorado. In their previous meeting, the Buffaloes blew an 18-point lead in a loss to Oklahoma. Here is the result from that other NIT semifinal game. Stanford wins over Massachusetts 73-71. Adam Keefe, 24 points, sparked Stanford to the win. The Cardinal will play Oklahoma on Wednesday as we check out that matchup. Stanford 19-13 on the year. Oklahoma 20-14. A lot of people were surprised the Sooners were not in the NCAA tournament, but a late season slide is the reason for that. Well, it's about that time of the year when we start to check out the baseball highlights. Today in Sarasota, the White Sox had a chance to see how nice it is to have Tim Raines in your outfield. That's not him in the stands, though. But first, here's Adam Peterson making the nice catch off Boston. The Red Sox, Jody Reed. Boston, though, will end up scoring first, though. Jack Clark singles down the left field line, and that will bring in Mike Greenwell, and Boston has the lead 1-0. A little bit later on, the second inning, Dan Pasqua will tie the game with this shot just over the right field wall, and we're tied at 1, but Mike Greenwell spells victory for the Red Sox with a monster shot into deep right center field in the sixth inning. But watch Tim Raines in left field. He should fit in nicely in the brand new Comiskey Park later on this spring. Well, baseball's expansion committee was in Washington, D.C. tonight to visit RFK Stadium and check out Washington's bid for the National League team. The troop also visited Buffalo and plans to visit Denver tomorrow. 3 Florida cities received visits last month. The National League is expected to decide how they're going to expand sometime in June, but they said Washington's a strong possibility.
Well, it's pretty hard to ignore the demographics of the D.C. area. You have a strong population density. You can argue whether how far you would draw, but it's between 4 and 5 million perhaps. It is close to another major league city, as you know, Baltimore. And one of the questions we'll have to ask, and we certainly don't have the answer, but we'll have for the next 2 or 3 months.
It's been a long time since Washington's had a major league team. In football, well, when the World League of American Football was founded, the owners promised something different instead of the same old football stuff we're so used to seeing every fall. Well, tonight we found out what they may have. Earlier this week, final preparations were made on the helmet cam, which is supposed to be a new look for the television audience.
Basically, it gives you the exact view that the quarterback has. And when he goes back to pass, you see the pass rush come in and guys, right there in his face. And the handoffs look pretty exciting also.
Well, here's a look at what the helmet cam looks like. It may change their viewing habits. San Antonio played the Orlando Thunder. Orlando's quarterback, Kerwin Bell, wore the helmet cam during the Thunder's win over the Riders. And did you ever kind of wonder what it looks like for a quarterback to be knocked to the ground?
Hello.
Does not look too pleasant at all. Watch this shot. And I don't think I like to see it on the camera, but I'll be glad I don't see it.
There we go. Laying there in the ground.
I think I'll stay behind the camera.
Brings back bad dreams, let me tell you. Thank you, Tom. Coming up, we'll visit a farm in Alabama where something other than your average farm animal. Tonight, Tom Ryther again with us. A beautiful day to play softball, but Tom says tomorrow might be a different story. Huh?
I know. There's a couple double headers going on tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and
we'll see.
It's kind of sad. At least I'm glad I was out today, at least. The Morningside softball team continued to be as hot as the weather was this afternoon, sweeping a doubleheader from North Central Conference rival South Dakota State. Let's check out some of those highlights at Morningside College. In the third inning, Morningside trailing 1-0 in the first game. Shelley Walker ties the game with a sac fly into left field, and we're tied 1-1. Still in the third inning now. Lori Schreiber will open the game up with a single to center. This will score 2 runs for the Chiefs, and that's the way they would finish the first game, 3-1 in the final. And they would pull the sweep, capturing the second game 6-0. Now, the Chiefs now 7-2-1 on the year. The tie was because of darkness from an earlier game this year. Here are some scores from the night in softball. Morningside sweeps the doubleheader, and so does USD over Huron, and Northwestern pulls the same feat over Briar Cliff. Some baseball scores for you now. Up at the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Morningside wins 2 from Dubuque, and Briar Cliff losing 2 to Iowa State over in Ames this afternoon, and Wayne State wins in Joplin, Missouri over Missouri Western. Well, 2 Siouxland area basketball champions are among the 60 high school players selected to play in the annual Dr. Pepper All-Star Series to be held on June 5th in Cedar Falls. In fact, several area kids are on that list. Let's check it right now. In Class 3A, Troy Fries from Sioux City Heelan will be playing in that game. Aaron Arkfeld of Denison and Coach Al Coster will be a part of that team. He's from Carroll Kemper. Class 2A now, Jason Kleist will be going to Morningside next year. He's out of MOC Floyd Valley. And Dave Van Essen from the state champ Hull Western Christian Indians, Mickey Visser out of Unity Christian, and John Wood, Estherville, and Glenn Dauma of Orange City Unity Christian. In Class 1A now, from the state champs, Newell Fonda, Jim Calkins will be on that team. Troy Larson from Mallard. Lauren Meyer, he's going to Iowa State next year, and Eric Pottenbaum, and Coach Bill Ashmore from Armstrong Ringstead. Well, the University of Minnesota is expected to find out tomorrow the decision from the NCAA's Infraction Committee on allegations of 20 rule violations by the school's athletic department. If found guilty, the school could face possible probation from the NCAA. Well, Briar Cliff doesn't have a soccer team just yet, but they'll have a nice stadium to play in before too long. Construction on the school's new soccer field began today. Ground was being moved to make the playing surface level. When complete, there will be enough bleachers to seat close to 600. A scoreboard will be added, then the team can begin practicing and games there. This will be the first year for the Chargers to have a soccer team, but that doesn't mean the sport here isn't popular.
There are 6 or 7 colleges, NAI colleges right now in Iowa that offer men's soccer. There are a lot of colleges in Minneapolis and Kansas City down that way that offer soccer programs. So we haven't any problem scheduling soccer. Plus there are a lot of kids, high school in Omaha, Sioux City, Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, Kansas City that play soccer like crazy.
Well, it looks like the NFL will have some competition for the services of Rocket Raghib Ismail, the Heisman Trophy runner-up this past fall. Ismail is passing up his senior year at Notre Dame to turn professional, declaring himself eligible for next month's NFL draft, but the Patriots already own his rights. But reports are that he could be going to the Toronto franchise of the Canadian Football League. They're offering him $2 million a year for the next 3 years.
The way we would use him would be more beneficial to us, and I think what the National Football League would use. He's going to be an asset to anybody's team, but to us he would come right in, and we would use him all over the field right away. I think if he goes to the National Football League, he's going to be primarily punt returner, kick returner.
You know, that's a good point. He could be probably just a kick returner, just like Tim Brown, the Heisman Trophy winner out of Notre Dame, too. That's kind of scary. $6 million, though.
It's a lot of money. I think if he was on my team, I'd have him running the ball as much as possible.
He's quick.
That's for sure. Thank you. Coming up, we'll check out the handiwork of an expert woodcarver.